Alright, I've got EU4 open with MEIOU taxes loaded. I've got my book right here for the slow moments. And I have a decent degree of planning on what I'm going to do. So let's get started. Specifically, currently my plan is... Has that updated yet? Yes, it has. Huh, just a small amount of our production skill. I wonder where from. It's maybe the centers of production over here? Oh well. Other provinces have it too, so I guess... Because one thing about urban production skill is that it will first focus on the province itself until it's enough to get a tier 3 good. Or, well, luxury good. At that point, it spends, I think, about half of its production power. I'm not sure if it's at that point, it could be earlier and when it upgrades to a tier 2 good. But it would spread half of its production power gain from the production center, which increases as the level goes up. For example, here it's +1 per year. Here it is only +0.5 with a minor. The important does the +1, and then here's a minor. This doesn't even have a production center. That's a bit strange. No production center. So you're telling me there is no major production center in China? China of all places? Huh. Okay. That is... weird. Just seems weird. Why would that ever be the case? Huh. I guess when they dominate their own continent, subcontinent, they are the only ones that are able to work with that. I don't know. I keep forgetting China is not unified yet. I'm just used to seeing China as one big blob all together. At the very least in EU4. Besides, unless I happen to be playing in Asia, by the time I normally would see China, they would have unified, usually under Ming. Though not always the case. Not necessarily. In fact, in this game, strangely enough, Ming is actually gone. It's no longer here. A strange, strange thought, is it not? Construction costs are doubled in this province. It's part of what makes it so difficult to build in. Well, at least province wealth is going to rapidly increase thanks to the new workshop. Honestly, I don't know why there's two workshops in my otherwise least populated provinces. Okay, they're not necessarily the least populated. They're actually pretty decently populated compared to my other provinces, but there's no other city infrastructure there. Well, okay, there is a decent amount here. I had to build a temple here, though. I think that was mine. I can check province history. Yep. I built it in this province. May not have been the best idea, but yeah. Yeesh, if I want this to grow, I'm gonna have to build something. Something that actually gives urban gravity, not just a modifier. Because my base is too low in order to actually do much. Probably would be the warehouse. Besides, I'd probably never grow this beyond 40k. At least not actively try to. Because I've got this big city to deal with, and I would honestly prefer to work with one city at a time. Besides, I'm gonna try for the biggest city in the region. Currently occupied by Yamaguchi in Suwao, with only 33,000 urban population. So long as nothing changes, I can easily... Okay, I can get to there at some point. Maybe not super easily, but eventually. Huh? This says meritocracy. Why doesn't this... That is strange. I guess sometimes the sea provinces don't really match up what you expect. That is some weird behavior. I don't think it's supposed to be like this. Oh well. Anyway, I can contribute manpower to the effort, but I'm going... The reason why I haven't done that yet and just outright bought a road is because I want to wait for the manpower to get as high as possible in case I actually need to do something with it. You know, warfare. No, quit asking. That's like the third time they've asked. Seriously. Get the hint. I don't care. I wasn't expecting stab to improve by that much. Whoops. Oh well, at least I can give them some favors. I know the lesser nobles certainly needed some of that. I can get back to demoting them later. And then I can also revoke their privileges! Yippee! Really? Divert trade? In order to get my liberty desire up, I'm gonna have to reduce my stability. Oh yes, it is only 50% of my trade power. That's still almost a ducat a month. And they're not even going to be using it. They just send it all back. I think that might actually be where my increase in income came from. Them diverting trade for everyone else. In fact, I'm sure Japan's doing the same thing too. Trade backpack up. Nah, just from one. Kikuchi. At least for the moment. This is just making Korea even more powerful, isn't it? Yep. And the best way to reduce stability while actually doing something productive is to revoke some privileges. Give up your autonomy. Please don't do 3 stabs, that would be bad. I would be fine with 1 stab would be nice. No stab would also be great. 2 stab would also, well, 1 stab would be nice. Although I would prefer either 2 stab or no stab. And going all the way down to -1 would be a bit too much of a good thing. I just need to wait to see how they react. No stop. Huh. That's quite nice. I am approaching the time where I would get the modifier for high manpower. That's when I'll go ahead and do it. Because 5,000, it's in order to work on the road, I have to spend almost 5,000 manpower. I don't actually need diplomatic power. I wasn't going to get that innovative news boost anyway, so... Oh, it must be from a combination of Art Center and possibly Trade 2. I mean, it would make sense for Korea to be trading in here, so... Okay, definitely, they have trade ideas. Of course they'd be trading in the Nippon Trade Province. Trade node. Why wouldn't they be? I'm doing it. Heck, I have range in Manchuria, in the Jiran... Yeah, in the Manchuria node. Why wouldn't Korea have range in Nippon as well? Probably also trading here as well. In fact, I can check. Yep. This might be a bit difficult to find. There they are. Yep. So its course is going to spread via centers of trade. Sadly, they are not south, but I mean, Korea is honestly in a better position than most of Japan. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure. They're already unified, they don't have many provinces, on the other hand they also have a large population. Although there's a lot of unrest. For various reasons. Looks like someone's attempting a naval invasion. Yep, they're ranked 4. They are ranked 1. They're not a great power for whatever reason. Ranked number 2. Yeah, 3 Chinese nations are ranked great powers. They're in the top 4 as well. Just goes to show how ridiculously strong the Chinese economy is. I was going to do something. Oh yeah. Loyal subjects have their institutions spread by their overlords into their capital. I really need to move my capital somewhere else, shouldn't I? Ah, well. Besides, if I ever actually unify Japan, which, honestly, as a Japanese daimyo, I should actually have a goal, but continuing on. Should I ever actually do that, I figure my capital will automatically move to Kyoto. Which is a nice central position, although it does have the minor penalty of not having a port. However, there's this adjacent province, which already has a trade wharf, so... And a road network. Paved road network. Which shouldn't even exist yet. Wow. Yeah, this city is super well developed. Although I figure with Ashikaga, it's even more sitting around waiting for the inevitable civil war to pick up again. I say inevitable, it's probably going to be 50 years of Japan and Ashikaga, and Japan, the Emperor and the Shogun, staring at each other across the border, menacingly, for 50 years, or a century, or 200 years. So I can gain corruption and prestige, or lose prestige and corruption. What's one more point of corruption? Besides, my equilibrium point's about 3 below, so... Actually, if you hear any chewing, which, from what the recording window is telling me, shouldn't be the case. If you hear any chewing, I'm eating carrots. Just to let you know. Yeah, but I don't think the microphone recorded any actual chewing that got inside of my mouth. I think it may have actually went ahead and recorded any sounds of me biting the parts of the carrots, because I couldn't fit them all in my mouth once. Will it fit? Who knows? Might as well try. Aw, it hit my cheek. I guess I'll bite down. Oh, well. I think the sun's gone. Okay. I'll go ahead and... Yeah. Huh. God. Maybe not completely, but... There, that should be a little less strain on my eyes. It's been really sunny for the past couple of days, so... Heck, if it's sunny in general, I tend to just close my blinds. An issue is, though, if the sun happens to go behind a really thick cloud, then it really becomes noticeable. Huh? Oh, they transitioned to Josie. Was that by event? Must have. I thought it was decision. I need to play a Korea game at some point. They're probably in a very interesting position. Huh, so it's no relatively independent. It used to be a decentralized vassal of Shoni, but I guess it may have just been the decision to support the southern court. Yeah. Huh, they probably use that to get their independence from the daimyo. Oh, that's just sad of them. Oh, they're this island. Huh. They may not have troop transport capability, but maybe they do. Now it was so. You know, they might actually be an easy target. I have been fabricating claims on them this whole time. I may... I've got a force limit of 3. I can reasonably expect to get a single infantry from both of them. Both my estates. On the other hand, well, cavalry is extremely powerful. If you look at the shock level, it's 1.15 compared to how the infantry have 0.25. Sure, they are expensive, but not by that much. It's not the cost for raising them, and their maintenance. Yeah, maintenance is not actually that much different, so... The question is it worth it? Because I am going to be spending 100 ducats on them. If I decide to do that. The sun's come out again, I can feel the heat on my back. Okay. Time to close the blinds again. Is this a good decision or no? There's also the question of where all this force summon has come from. All of a sudden. Base and 9 provinces. Oh, I've been getting it from my provinces, and I also teched up at dev level. That explains why everything is now 120% in this province. Yippee! I do have to admit, a high dev level is great in every bonus except for one. Construction costs. It's annoying. Anyway, if I were to defeat them, I'd probably be able to take at least a couple provinces off of them. Definitely want to take this province. It will be worth a lot of money. And I think that's a great... No, that's a good... Just regular natural harvest. It might be a great one, though. would have to find one that's... I know doesn't have a straight benefit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a great natural harbor. Yeah, so this is a great natural harbor. If I can take control of it, I would have this supreme advantage in trade. Additionally, I obviously have... Yeah, my ship is much stronger than that merchant junk. The problem is, I would have to siege level 2 fort, which will require 4k troops. So yeah, I'm gonna have to ask for all of the nobles' help. Additionally, I'm not going to be sure where they're going to pop up, so I will have to be careful. On the other hand, they only have a cavalry regiment, so... Yeah, I think it's a good idea to waylay my current plans in order to try to take territory in an opportunity. It's actually better if you're small, at least at this point, because you get a better force limit. And if you're in a small rich province like Suwal, the province of Suwal, which is owned by Auchi, it's actually the biggest city in the region. It doesn't have any strategic advantages, but, well, trade advantages, per se. I think the city's bigger. Yeah, it is bigger, however, the reason why it's not really mentioned, it's not calculated because it's not in the same region. You've got Nishi Nippon, Higashi Nippon, and... I am not going to be able to pronounce that properly. Chuo Nippon? I am not properly pronouncing that. I am already admitting that. The Anglicized names without, well, the Latinized names without any diacritics I can pronounce. Without any special symbols unless it's, well, one I can recognize another pronunciation of. Which is very few. Joy. Faith is strong. Move 10 towards fanaticism. Let's actually check to see if it's... Okay. I have 20 fanaticism. Let me check. 20 towards fanaticism. Moon of piety, 20%. Okay. Because I start with trade ideas, I would expect to actually have less piety. Okay. Hooray! Okay. Oh, it's because I tripled the strength of my army. Especially since cavalry is strong. Anyway, I should raise maintenance so that it will start recovering its morale to... So it can actually win a fight. I should also turn on my fort, which I've been neglecting. And then I should move into this province, that way I actually have a chance of stack wiping. Although on the other hand, there is... The reason why I'm saying that is because of the insufficient support penalty. As you can see over here, the number's red, which means that my cavalry doesn't have enough support to maneuver effectively. Because in early modern combat, the idea was that the infantry are actually pretty strong against cavalry, unless something was distracting them. Which usually was other infantry, but could be an artillery barrage. The problem is, an artillery barrage doesn't really work if there's no one actually defending the artillery, because a smart commander would say, look, the best thing we can do now is to rush the artillery. Because they won't be able to as effectively defend themselves, because it's just a bunch of big cannons. They're not gonna have... The best they have is some, you know, pistols or something. They don't have musketry or whatever. They're not prepared for that sort of a thing. Ooh, that's a good general. Or, well, at least decent. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna wait another month. Makes me wonder, is anyone else at war here? On Japan? Oh, that's expiring truce, okay. Casus Belli. Well, I should look around. There are almost no local fortifications. There's a level 2 fort and a level 2 fort. It might be best to set one of these two as a war goal and then use that to my advantage. Let's take Beeson. And now I need to ask for... Sure, take the corruption. I need support. I only need one. I only need one. I can choose to bestow privileges, but I don't want to. I can, however, revoke these privileges peacefully. Oh, cease issuing extra high. Hopefully, the lack of support doesn't cause me too many issues. Wow, okay, yeah, that didn't. I probably should slow down the game speed so that it doesn't lag as much, so I can actually probably react. Right, something new now. Warfare. There's issues with offensive war, which haven't appeared yet, but I will, but anyway. First off, there's looting. When you loot, so when soldiers take a province, the province is then looted by that army. If it's mercenaries rented out, you know, like Kandalarai, then it goes to the country that was doing the renting. So basically, if I were to send Kandalarai to a factory in China, and then that would say, let's just say Wei, and then I take a siege down a province. Key. It doesn't have to be a fort, it could just be, you know, this province right here that doesn't have any fort levels. Then it will loot the province. How much is looted depends on, well, the looting amount. When you loot, it basically destroys an amount of... It removes an amount of wealth from the province equal to the looting amount. This amount is... well, yeah. And this amount is based upon the modifier of that country, the looting amount modifier of that country, and how much, well, wealth that province has, plus the urban infrastructure. So even a dirt poor giant city is going to be looted for a lot. And if the wealth pool can't fully fulfill the needs of the looters, they will actively go and downgrade or even destroy buildings. A percentage, I think 20% maybe, actually goes into the loot pool, which some of it goes to your treasure. How much of it depends. You have 3 decisions: a 10th, a 5th, or 2/5. With a 10th providing stat points, and 2/5 providing some of that money to the court. The problem is, if it's a decent amount of money, you're going to lose stat points and gain unrest and get reduced morale for some time. Depending on how much, well, not lose stat points, but a chance to lose stability, depending on how much was looted. And it's even worse, well, it's bad, the penalties are more severe for the 2/5 of the treasure. Because I actually want to conquer this stuff, I am going to reduce looting by as much as possible. It's for good reason. Since looting destroys far more wealth than it creates. Oh boy. Probably going to lose 3 stab. Oh hey, only 1. That's great. You might also notice that I'm making a lot less number of money than I was before. It's because I now have 5 troops, 5 armies, while 3 infantry and 2 cavalry, while previously I only had 1 infantry and that was at minimum stability. I probably should be able to win this unless an enemy comes... Oh. Yeah. I just can't win 2 ships against 1. Definitely cannot win against 3 ships. It would be nice if I sunk a ship. I'll have to wait and see. Because I can always retreat if I have to. Which it seems like should be the case. Is the case. I should also use the ledger to take a look at the navies of my enemies. They all have one ship. And the two island nations don't even have transport, so they're not an issue. That's lovely. I can make a decision. Is it decentralized and stabilize a nation? Something else. Oh, it was view loot pool. Oh, right. Right. It's a special decision that doesn't actually do anything. This is a descriptive text. We have thus far carted home 0 ducats worth of loot. This is basically loot that is permanently yours. The currently carrying is a different thing. If you take on too much loot, you start getting fighting penalties. Toza now has local fortifications. And MEIOU now has improved local fortifications. And Sanuki now has level 2 A state infrastructure. These posts shouldn't be here at the same time, I'm sure they'll move. And Bingo has level 1 local fortifications. I'm sure that extra thing will disappear. Just give it a minute. Yeah. Yeah, the loot burden. This is what happens if there's too much loot carried by the army. It has 5 tiers. The first one is minus 5% morale, minus 2.5% combat ability, minus 7.5% reinforce speed, minus 15% siege ability. This doubles for the second one, triples for the third, quadruples for the fourth, and then quintuples for the fifth. All of them, except for the fifth, all of them have this flavored text except for the fifth. The loot our army has acquired will bring our soldiers riches, but is weighing them down and thus hindering their ability to fight. The fifth one has its own text. A minus 75% siege ability is nothing to sneeze at. The flavor text. Before you get mad at this modifier, try fighting while carrying a table. Yeah. Stuff like this. Comedy gold. From an EU4 mod. It is really a bad modifier, though. Minus 25% morale, minus 12.5% combat ability, minus 37.5% reinforced speed, minus 75% siege ability, which is honestly one of the worst ones. Sieges have a base value time of 2 in MEIOU taxes. Base game is 30 days. So what that minus 75% means that it's an equivalent to plus 75% defensiveness. 75% of 20 is 15. So all your sieges are going to take 15 more days. Which is honestly really bad. There's also the offensive war, which I thought would... Huh. Maybe I don't get the offensive war modifier, if I may. Huh. Normally this is an offensive war modifier. If you're in an offensive war, which your population won't take for long, what happens is that you get 0.1 monthly war exhaustion, plus 0.1, and you also get, I think, one fewer stat points per year. I haven't seen the modifier in a while because I haven't played MEIOU and taxes in a week. Yeah, outside of this, I haven't played in 2 weeks actually. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Huh. Yeah, and I think that time have I even been to war at that time? No, I don't think I have. Actually, yeah, I've been to war a couple times, but yeah, siege status goes from 0 to 100, which really makes it so that sieges are inevitable eventually. Although you're gonna have to give it time. Since nothing interesting is going to be happening for a while. Yeah, I'm going to need 4 regiments. But slow down the siege here and then try to take that. And then I have to siege that down too. Thankfully, I'm not going to loot that much. Because you can call upon the tribes. It doesn't actually cost loyalty. Unlike with nobles and the burghers. Which does cost loyalty if you're attacking. If you're defending, you get 1 free pick. By the way, full calling, you have 2 options to call upon the levy from the nobles. Partial and full support. Full support counts as 2. So you're going to still lose 5 loyalty if you're defending and call upon full support. Only do this if you actually need it. Oh hey! 15 ducats. Action can request war support. From the burghers, you can ask for money every year. The problem is, you lose loyalty every time that occurs. And it's less efficient than the other favor request, which is asking for a loan. At least it's less efficient loyalty-wise. There's logistical support, which gives you additional force limit, and then war relief, which lowers war exhaustion. Eventually I'll get a burgers estate and then I can explain what the privileges, all the privileges they can have. That's all the obvious ones like, autonomy. But also the favors you can give. One of them is unique. I think well, they may have 4. I do know one that they have is tax holiday and foreign coin, though. Anyway, continuing on. As well as the favors you can give them. The support you can ask and the favors you can give them. One of the obvious ones is you can just ask for money. If they don't like it, though, it's actually 7 loyalty reduction from that one, if I remember correctly. Think he's in on the war? I didn't call them in, did I? Huh. Why are they a part of this? Can daimyos just intervene in the Civil War? I have stated this at the beginning of the campaign. I have played in East Asia only once. That was as a Chimer. And I've never played in Japan, at least not on MEIU taxes. I've played in Japan a few times in EU4. I am dreadful as a daimyo, though, so... On the other hand, the fact that you have to subjugate each individual daimyo is going to be a small life of hell if I ever played as Ashikaga. I was really hoping to get this city. Problem is, Nikki intervened. And I think they want this one. Well, of course. There's their claim. Of course, it's one of the best cities in here. Although Nikki does not have a claim on here. I do wonder, where is their small army? Where's their small army done? Let's see. Vital interest? Of course it is. I probably should mark. Oh well. Yes. Additionally, the estates will contribute money and sometimes manpower. I think it's only the tribes that contribute manpower. They basically give you the money needed to partially maintain the troops. It's certainly not enough to fully do so. 0.31 per month for the archers maintenance. That 1.5 is only going to last 5 months out of 12. But it's better than nothing. Especially since I want this to be a fast war. A fast war means that you can get in, get out, not get too much war exhaustion. Because war exhaustion can be rather crippling. It goes all the way up to 30 instead of the 20 maximum. Is it 20 is 20 the maximum in the base game? Because I've seen 25 in other... I think I've seen 25 as well, and 20. It depends on the mobs I've been playing. But yeah. Whatever it is. National unrest happens to be almost directly into... is actually slightly worse, I guess. Maybe it's just rounding and truncating unevenly. I can still take it for myself. And this province. And this province. And I can't take everything for myself. Not yet. I mean, there might be a way if their war exhaustion goes all the way up. It's just 2 infantry. I've got more infantry than they do, and then I also have the advantage of 2 cavalry. It won't particularly cause them to melt, but... then again, this is only the fire phase, and... I don't have that much better of a roll, and I already deal double the casualties. On the other hand, I won't be able to bring my full troops to bear because of the low combat width. Because another thing that's different in M&T is that, like how it used to be in old EU4, it used to be the case. I never actually experienced it because I got into EU4, wow, in the Japan update, which was long after that time. And I stack wiped them. I'm hoping they actually end up being... They're almost willing to just let me full occupy them. That would be great. Although it would take forever for me to fully integrate them. There's reasons for that, though. On the other hand, once I don't honestly need all the provinces, but not having them would be nice. I mean, not having them be a potential rival to me. On the other hand, I could just humiliate. But one extra monarch point in every category is not actually that useful. I just need money. Of course, me wanting the full annex thing means I literally cannot just ask for war reps. Additionally, if I managed to full annex them this way, this province would never have been looted. It literally just transitions from their control to my control. Which is lovely. Decentralized ruling, education level high. Wow, that is a lot of... They are not getting the benefit out of that province. Come on, show me your ideas. Yeah, they're the same. They probably gotta be a decision or event. Dang it! I guess the I was making gains modifier has disappeared. That means I can just slice maintenance in half and just sit around and wait. Although I probably should also pay enough attention to make sure that the island daimyos are not going ahead and building a transport to ship over their troops. Nope, still... My Akamatsu, the only one that I have a land connection to, is also the only one that has a transport. Me and the other enemies all have just light ships. So yeah, no fear. This is the kind of thing that makes me really wonder if it's actually worth it or not. Either I can just straight up gain 10 army tradition, or get 67.84 ducats, and minus 10% army morale for 10 years. Money! I do have to admit, that is a lot of money. Man, how valuable is this province? Not very. You know what, I'll just... There. Ask for a ton of money. Let's just shift click. Maybe I can ask for something else. No. Yeah. Right. Let's get rich. Alright, now to the coring. I probably shouldn't get that idea. I'm gonna need to core the provinces, the admin power. So as you can see, this is overextension. I've got 18% overextension. That means my tax income in each year is now 25.2 less. And my manpower is now 10,800 less. I mean the maximum. Of course, you have the minimum value of 1,000. So now my manpower is at exactly 1,000. My tax income is negative 0.37 per month. Yeah. I think I'm going to turn off my fort. Additionally, martial law exists here. There's a special communication efficiency, where basically it's still military control, and it is not. There has been no attempt yet to integrate a province into your tax system. Basically, civilian control. So you cannot core the province. You can't core the province. It's under martial law. And you also can't core a province if it has unrest. Well, yes, martial law does mean negative 30 unrest. And yes, there's negative 72 unrest. That separatism is 22.5. It's going to take, and it decays, as in vanilla, by 0.5 every year. So there's going to be unrest there for 45 years. Or at least increased unrest. The nobles get their levies back. Probably should move these back, too. Last thing I need is for a surprise war to take out all my troops. This is for 2 years. It's 10 more ducats for me, and 5 more ducats for the court. You know what? What's the chances I'm going to lose a stab? See? What could possibly go wrong? No. 4th time by now. I'm going to need... I activated that mission because I need everything I can to protect myself. Oh, I can now build a great temple if I so choose. Plentiful manpower because I've got 4.5 times my maximum manpower. I need a new rival. I'm gonna pick Yamana, Shiba, or Nikki. Or Caillou Goku. I cannot pronounce some of these names. Who the heck are you? Nah, you're too far away. You wouldn't be of any assistance in the necessary amount. 17.5% overextension. Okay, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. Still pretty bad. I guess development recalculated. Oh, I should get a daimyo at least. I need to find what each of these are. I know who Nikki is. Shiba is... Well... There's Yamana. They're under Japan. So it's not like I can attack them. There's... Shiba. Ka. There. Did you know they have to be relatively nearby? Oh, fine. Yes? They have 2 provinces, okay. What, is this a major city? It's not exactly major, but it's a decent city. And this... yeah. However, I'm not that interested because of how far away they are. Kaiu Goku. Eh... Again, is that all they have? No, they have 3 provinces. Additionally, I don't want to stray too far away from my capital because, well, communication efficiency. It can be pretty rough. So I think the best possible option would be, well, Yamada would, but they're under a different. They're under Japan and not. They're under the Emperor, not the Shogun. Oh, they also switch sides. I can't just attack someone on the under the Emperor, because if I tried that, huh? I guess the Emperor isn't protecting them. You know what? Then it's actually a good idea to go ahead and do that. All right. Dang it! Really? Well, at least I've got the super useful city under control. Yeah. One thing that actually isn't affected by autonomy, at least not in MET, is trade power. Provinces always produce the same amount of trade power. I figure this is partially because of the fact that trade power directly influences the income of the province. Probably not a good idea to have autonomy affect trade power. But even in base game, this is kind of the case, as trade power is reduced by 50% only, instead of 100%, by max autonomy. Yeah, that's actually rather helpful. So even provinces at maximum autonomy can still provide some trade power. In M&T, this is even more the case with the aforementioned no impact of autonomy. You can basically just have a province that's solely dedicated to trading anywhere you want in the world, as long as you can handle the unrest with the communication efficiency modifier. It will be fine. Yay, some trade efficiency for a year. Although it's not that great. Another thing, oh. There is in fact a modifier to your trade power that reduces as your trade efficiency increases. Yeah, I have the most trade power in this province even. Okay, I don't have the transfer trade power, which is why I have the most. Oh, when, you know, Korea, this isn't their main trade city, despite the fact that they're collecting here. Their main trade city happens to be in the Manchuria node, so they're collecting from there. Which is why not as much as you would expect happens to be flowing out from there. You would expect more. Well, that's not the case. Yeah. So my income is plus 32%. And because of my plus 32% trade efficiency, I get minus 11.9% trade power. Basically, you lose something from your trade efficiency. I was about to say half, then I realized, wait, 32% is... half of 32% isn't 12, it's 60. I'm not entirely sure how it's quantified. Maybe 40%? No, that still doesn't seem right. Oh well. Could be 35%. That still doesn't quite seem right. I don't know. Did my nation rank increase? That's not good. Oh, joy. Oh, great. I'm gonna have to delete a cavalry. I do kind of want to see how much it's going to cost me to be over. I sure hope it doesn't. Can we get the next song? I don't like the hymns. Wow, that is bad. Yeah, ouch, 2.59 ducats? Yuck! Goodbye, cavalry. Wait. Let's check out that second regiment. Why not? Is that all? Is it even a minor city? No, it's just some random mountains. No, thank you. Don't care enough. Yeah. It used to be that you actually had to watch in order to see the... You had to watch and wait if you wanted to core the provinces as fast as possible, because you had to wait for the main martial law to disappear. And there was no event mixed in with it. You just had to wait and watch. And now, with these... in the latest update, they integrated a submod that allows these 4 decisions. So you can you can choose whether or not to, well, these two here that are great, these two bottom ones were active by default, and these two top ones were inactive by default. And you couldn't change it beforehand. Now you can pick and choose in case you want to see the cultural unrest events, if you want to see the estates do stuff, which apparently happens at around the same time, something I just learned, or if you want an event to pop up to let you know, oh hey, you can finally core this province. Good news. Quit dividing my trade, I'm losing money again. Wait, I probably could make a bit more money. Yeah, I forgot to do that. I should protect trade in my main node. That will give me at least half of his trade power, so 0.75. Well, base. There's still the plus 30% modifier. Plus 72% modifier to trade power. There. 73%. I completed trade ideas. Yay. I also have a lot more base trade power now that I have 2 new valuable cities. I am beginning to tire though, so long sessions of M&T can really take you out. Heck, long recordings of wearing headphones and talking and staring at a screen to one degree or another does tire me out, so I think I'll end here. Pause. Alright. Until tomorrow. So long as nothing screws up with the uploading of the video and whatnot. Yeah. Until then.